Hello and welcome to tonight's not Tokutonic Shift. I'm too used to saying that, or Toku Rewind, or Superhero Time, but no, this is just a regular live stream where the plan is I've got no plan. We're just here, we're chilling. Need some nice little background music here as we are just out here celebrating that I've made it to 2 years making content on YouTube. I've put out at least one video a week for 2 years straight. God, I'm crazy. I am and 3K subs, even though it's like slightly low, so that could always change. It could always drop back down to $29.99 in the blink of an eye. You just never know. So, how's everybody doing this fine evening over where you're at? I've done absolutely nothing productive today except work on that some more. So, of course, as Lookman, what is this? Is this like $2? I have no idea what you got going on. But yes. I've been working on this cosplay from scratch. So the chest and shoulders is actually done now. The only thing that I need to do is rig up some lights into the ore pieces. But yeah, for the most part, it is good. And I still have a month until the convention, so I really got to work on the rest of them, but some of the finer details on like the arms, I've got like one arm piece done. I still got to work on the belt, things like that. So yes, it's a lot of work when it comes to trying to work on like cosplay supplies and things like that, but hey, I enjoy being creative and stuff like that. Even this overlay that you see around you right now, yeah, I made this today. I literally threw this together today because I was like, I need to do a different type of overlay for YouTube just for the sake of YouTube. So let's see what we got. Toku Spirits Power Morphicon teaser. Okay, so yes, I've seen the teaser that shows Masahiro Inoue. That shows pretty much Gokai Pink and Gokai Red. But I'm like, isn't that convention still like a year out? So there's... Plans can change. Plans can change. So yeah, all that is definitely possible when it comes to all of that. But also, I don't know if I will ever go to Power Morphicon. It's too far away. It's too far away. That's in California. I live in Georgia. That's a long ways away when it comes to that. So, don't know it. Don't know it. So, pretty much, this live stream is completely like whatever the hell y'all want to do to chill. You can ask me anything. You don't have to do any like donations or anything like that. It's just if I see it in the chat, I might respond to it. So, that's a 10K sub type trip. Even with 10K subs, I doubt I would make the revenue to be able to afford to just go to California like that and actually spend like the night. California's expensive as fuck. Big Nasty Burger when? Now the thing is, originally the plan for that was like 5K subs. So I guess I'm 2 years too early because at the trend it's going in, when was it that I hit like 1K? It was like June-ish last year that I hit 1K. So in that time, it took, you know, roughly a year and a half to get to 2 more K. So hey, it could take a while. Look, if I get a camper, that means I gotta drive my ass to California. I already drive to Florida every other day, and people on Discord can already tell you that's like a 6-hour round trip. And sometimes It's a 9-hour round trip. I've made those drives. I've made those drives on the, on it. Why was Storm Kiva shot? Because he's Kenny. Because he's Kenny. So if you've, I wasn't planning on making him like a Kenny-style character from South Park, where he just dies, and like as soon as you see him, get ready to say goodbye. So I've just been coming up with inventive ways to kill him off. And it's great. It's gonna end up tying into something once we actually get to Storm Kiva's proper debut. But yes, that'll end up being there. Gamer Kirby for 50 pounds. I'm hoping my computer doesn't freeze during all this. I'm not using like the Tokutonic software, so I can't just bring up all the stuff. I'm using just OBS. Happy anniversary and cheers to the next year of YouTube videos. God, we'll see if I don't burn myself out. I've already experienced burnout multiple times, and I'm still able to crank out the videos. 2 videos every week, along with the live streams every end of the week on Twitch and YouTube, and I'm still surprised that I'm still doing this consistently and have not completely fallen off like the deep end. Favorite persona was Storm Kiva. I mean, he's aight. He's aight. But you'll never guess what I actually have planned for him once he actually debuts. So there's a whole thing I've been cooking up, and we'll see when it happens. Question, is Wildeno going to have a southerner accent? I will try my hardest to try. Even though I live in the South, I've never picked up the cadence for a southern accent. Even though I say y'all all the time, I don't technically speak with a southern accent because when I was a kid, I lived in Connecticut, so after being kicked off the island of Puerto Rico, I spent my youth in Connecticut until I was 11 years old, and then from there, I went to Georgia, and I've been here for 23 years now. So yeah, that's been fun. And I'm getting a text, and yes, I did get Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Gotta love the Cool Whip. Let's see. Wildeno British accent. Accents. Absolutely, like, I can't even fake a British accent. Even when it comes to, like, when people were saying, like, wow, I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. just messed that up. Couldn't even try. Does Wildeno have multiple personas on top of the multiple personas? Meaning, is there going to be a sword form, a gun form? Yes. The answer is yes. I haven't bought all the accessories yet. Luckily, I still have until March for Boom Boonger. So, I haven't bought all of the stuff for that stuff, but all of that. Will Wildeno stab a man? It's possible. I gotta wait for, the proper debut, what the Sentai season gives me to work with, and then the bits just come on their own. I don't like pre-planning a bit. I try, if I think of an idea, I wait until there's a proper episode that gives me something to work with to introduce it into that aspect. Like, for example, this previous bit with King Oger, in which I killed off completely Psycho Kaiza. I was like, this was the moment. This was it. Technically, he did die because of the movie Shin Zed-Oj, but he got reanimated. Now, the real question is, who reanimated Psycho Kaiza? I'll let you ponder on that one. Let you ponder on that one. Some good champagne right there. It's channel birthday, not my birthday. My birthday stream was back in May. Everybody's just saying happy birthday, but it's cool. It's cool. It's just the channel's birthday, technically. The rebirth day. Can I explain all of my personas? Let's see. Alien Kuga existed in the before times. He's already technically in his final form. Why doesn't he work with Toei? Well, because he's Kuga. Remember how Joe Odagiri never comes back for Toei stuff? That's the joke. That's the joke. Turbo Ryuki's still somewhere. He works for Toei currently. Must be nice. Must be nice. But yeah, that was my inner demon that got a life of his own. So that was that thing. Space Fies, R.I.P. Space Fies, was my Hitotsuki that was manifested through the thirst for Sanoni, who ended up getting a life of his own and then ended up, blowing himself up into water. While Psycho Kaiza was technically collected up by Lightspeed Hibiki when he collected up all the moisture from Space Fies, stored it on a Space Fies gear, and then created Psycho Kaiza from it. So he's just a husk of Space Fies without all the thirstiness. Without the thirstiness. Lightspeed Hibiki, he was originally going to be the scriptwriter, and that's still in a lot of the earlier bits. That was the initial plan for him. Eventually, he ended up spinning off into having so many adventures on the side that I'm just like, I'm kind of jealous of this persona, because even though I roast the fuck out of Lightspeed Hibiki, this man's gone on more adventures than I have ever done. So, Galaxy Blade was a commentator hired by Toei and Bandai to just hog some of the spotlight away. And then he got fed up with the direction that Geats was going, used Time Kabuto's abilities to go and try and change the timeline. Whether it worked or not, I don't know. He got blasted by the Ace Waves at the end, and I think he's dead. So, that's a thing. That's a thing. And Time Kabuto technically hasn't had his proper debut. You've seen him before. He's made cameos. But since he's a time traveler, his timeline doesn't run concurrent with my timeline. So we're kind of traveling in two different directions. So if you think of like Doctor Who logic, it's like River Song and a Doctor. They never are on the same exact time travel trajectory. So yeah, there's time shenanigans, and the thing is, I really love time travel stories and things like that. So it helps when it comes to all that. Look, some of these other future personas I've not thought of yet, except for like a handful. There is a certain lawyer persona that has been teased before, and I will get to that one once I buy all the shit for him. So yeah. So yeah, Dino Decade, no thought patterns on that. Who am I? Well, once again, that was explained by Morphin Black, who is technically the original persona, who just ended up finding some the Zeo crystals and snorting them up. He snorted some Zeo crystals while watching the Italian dub of Kamen Rider Agito, and that's how I manifested. We also saw how Alien Kuga was also manifested from Morphin Black, so technically Morphin Black is what spun off all the personas up until me, and then I spun off some other ones, and then other personas are spinning off other personas, because technically Psycho Kaiza is a spin-off of Space Five, so it's a giant tree now. They're spreading around. It's all over the place. I would say I'm the tertiary writer. Alien Kuga came first. What I can't explain is the origin to Thunder RX, because we don't know shit about him yet. The movie Shinzetouj, we don't know their origins yet. Those will come later. Those will come later. Hey, look, if y'all want to get on that Tokupedia page, no, not on the Tokupedia. Apparently there's like a YouTuber, like, Wikipedia thing, and I was like, I didn't know this was a thing, but apparently it's a thing. VR Blazar is a spin-off of, well, of Lightspeed Hibiki. It was, once again, this was something that was posted up in, like, Cydrazar's channel. And, you know, like, I keep pointing out, go check out Cydrazar's stuff. So, let me... And we're gonna find the video here. We're gonna... Alright, we're gonna go here and pause that. Okay. So, we gotta go to this video of Sai, like, watching... Here we go. Here we go. Alright.
Watch and enjoy the sheer majesty that's about to unfold together.
Where? I made content for someone else's channel.
At the hands of Zagurimasu.
Goody, what now?
And he's
tying up
kaijufied
all of
after
that.
some loon blew up their forest.
So, what now?
Here, take this gun.
Alright, bet. So, what now?
Call out my name.
And what's that?
VR Blazar.
So we're working backwards now.
What?
Never mind, never mind.
We are VR Blazar!
Whoa. What the hell is that? You can talk to me like... Grunts. Alright, let's get this over with. Yes. So that was the clip. So yeah, that was how VR Blazar was introduced in Cydrazar's channel. So yeah. How long did that take me to do? A good amount of time. There were several like mess ups, I would say. I don't know if I still have the raw green screen footage, but it's like, it's atrocious. It's atrocious on some of these. Let me see. Do I have the video still? No, I do not. I do not. I do not have the original green screen footage anymore. That's sad. That's all gone. It's all gone. It ain't there. It ain't there. Even looking here, let me see. Oh, I got something. I got something over here. Hold on. What do I got? Oh, the terrible. So the thing is, like, the green screen doesn't capture it all. The green screen doesn't capture it all, and a lot of times I have to work around where everything is set up. So just so you see a little bit of like the behind the scenes when it comes to, and you can see the mess in the room and everything as well, but so yeah, like here you can see as I'm like trying to get everything rigged up. This is for the popping out animation. So you just see the green screen there, and it's just like, yeah. Just waiting, and then... The thing is, so I was recording this with my phone, so I actually propped up my phone up on as high as possible using my tripod. And since I've got a smartwatch, I could see what the camera shows, so I look at that to see and make sure that everything is, like, angled up right and all that good stuff. See? And it's just that. It's just that. You know, I could have taped the phone to the, but it wouldn't have worked. It would have probably at a weird angle. I don't remember exactly, but yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's the theme. The weird one there. There's some other things as well that I was recording because I was doing a All right, who wants some actual like behind the scenes shit? So this is something that I recorded because I was trying to do a behind the scenes video before, especially with the old process in which I was recording things. So if you look at this setup, this is my TV that's on like my wall back over there. So I would just extend my computer monitor out to being a second monitor to the TV. So when I did a lot of the Galaxy Blade bits, all right, let's start recording. I would just put up the script that I wrote right on the screen and then just play it up. The problem is, of course, I was recording using a DSLR. So you'd run into, well, I would run into the scenario where it would just say that.
See? This happens all the fucking time. All the time.
Yeah. It would just say, like, movie stop recording automatically.
Buy a new camera, but that ain't it. That ain't in the finances right now.
And now I bought a new camera. So this is literally how I would record it.
Clearly, a setup for me returning for the Gachard reviews.
That aged so well. So well.
Nope. See, that one's not it.
See? See, I've gotten so used to acting without anything there that I already know what I'm supposed to be looking at. Because that's supposed to be looking at Bae to the side. Of course, Bae isn't effect that I added in later, but of course, while doing all the green screen work, I've technically gotten too much into a habit of just knowing what's going to be to my left or to my right when it comes to the recording process.
How you liking that poster? Clearly. Oh my god, shit.
There'd be fuck-ups. It just happens.
Huh? How you liking that poster? Clearly, it's a setup for me returning for the Gachard review.
And then it happens again.
Really?
It's just how it goes. It's just how it goes a lot of the time. Yeah, the camera doesn't like me, but I did away with that. I'm no longer dealing with that. So we're in that good aspect. There's a lot of other like behind the scenes things that I did record during that time. Especially when it comes to like putting in some of the effects and things like that. Of course, I do a lot of photoshopping as well, just to make sure that if it's something that I think of while editing a review, then I will start photoshopping, things like that. They're doing another recap episode again? Didn't they already do a recap episode? Why are they doing another one? Why would they do another one? It's crazy. Let's see here. What else I got? What other behind the scenes things do I got here? Oh yeah, so when I did the whole Grimace Shake thing, I literally just threw the Grimace Shake on the ground. And I really needed to cut this grass. I cut the grass now, but it was completely crap. And then I just like laid in it. Just completely just laid in it. All that just to do that one thing, just to trace myself and put that out. It's not a waste of a good shake. That thing is calorie, like carb central. Nah, they just stayed on the ground. And this is when Lightspeed Hibiki died. Moment of silence. Great. Great. Amazing. Yeah, we don't consume carbs over here. That ain't a thing. That is not a thing. If I ever do another Ultraman video, then VR Blazar will properly return for all that. But for this instance, nah, not so much. Let's see here. We've got so many other things. So, the thing that that really sucked about trying to work the video that I did for the opening bit in the King Oger is just how many individual shots I had to take when it came to doing all that. So there is a lot of that. Now, someone asked, what is my process when it comes to doing reviews? So it typically goes like this. I watch the episode, sit on it for like a little bit, go about my business just to try and like digest what I just saw, things like that. The first thing that I do is type up the recap. So I rewatch the episode, and as I'm rewatching the episode, I go ahead and start putting in a lot of the bullet points of what's being said, done, or anything like that. A lot of the times, while I'm in the middle of typing a portion of the recap, like a meme or something funny just comes into my head of like, that's a bit. That's a bit. I will instantly take a beeline from everything that I'm doing, open up Photoshop or something like that, and just see if it's even possible for me to do what I'm thinking in my head. And that normally takes about a good 30 minutes to an extra hour, sometimes even 2 hours, depending on how extensive the bit idea is. And, you know, rinse and repeat. That gets continued on up until I get to the end of the recap portion. Then, afterwards, I start putting in my thoughts because I just watched the episode twice, especially since the second time that I watched it, I usually am, like, pausing, rewinding, going back and forth, back and forth. So, typically, the second watch of an episode takes about more than twice the length of the episode. I would say it takes me about a good hour, hour and a half to get through the second watch of an episode because I'm typing things, I'm digesting what I'm looking at, I'm going back and forth, things like that. So that's why that takes a while. And then afterwards, I give my rating, and then all the thoughts that I have right after, I just type them all down. Pretty much, you don't want to script something in a way that's not like how you yourself talk, because then you're going to have a hard time reading it. You want to at least, if you're scripting for yourself, it makes sense to type it how you speak. If you type it how you speak, it'll be easier. It won't come out fake. It won't come out like you're putting on an act or a persona or something like that. If it just seems proper, like genuine, because technically if you are speaking in your own words, you want to type in your own words. You don't want to sound like overtly different than how you actually are. So that's the best advice that I can give people if you are trying to get into making content creation, in which it's harder to just speak ad lib like I am now and want to have a more concise thought and put your thoughts on paper, but when you're actually reading it, not sound very robotic. Type like how you speak. It just makes it easier. Just makes it easier. So yeah. Then afterwards is when I think of the opening bits or like any other extensional bits. Some people think that I probably think of the bits first, and that's why I take so long in my reviews. No, it's the opposite. The bits is the last thing that I think of because sometimes it just comes to me. And once it comes to me, then I got to start putting it out. And since I usually know that they're going to be the most labor intensive to edit, because the one from King Oger, that one took me probably about 5 to 6 hours to edit combined. So that was a long edit process. And then when it comes to the actual King Oger review portion of things, like the recap and all that stuff, roughly about 3 hours. So that is the average breakdown when it comes to doing things. Sometimes a small 5-second bit can take me over an hour to make. So there is a lot when it comes to it. Let's see what we got here. Who's the strongest persona as Alien Kuga? Will you play the Gotchard games when it comes out? What? Oh, like a pachinko Gotchard game? Why would I? It's not like I have a gambling addiction or anything. Why would I do that? Wouldn't do that. Not gonna do that. Need some background music. Let's go. Here we go. Let's see. Who's going to commentate fights in Gotchard if Galaxy Blade is gone? You gotta give Time Kabuto time to properly cook. And right now, the fights in Gotchard are mid. They're not that great. At least Geats gave me good fights that I can at least say the fighting was good. I was expecting Gotchard to follow that suit. It's aight. It's nothing amazing. When am I going to integrate Kevin James memes into reviews? Maybe within the coming 2 weeks. I don't know. I'll find some way. I'll find some way. Get the pen for what? What will it take for me to do another Ultraman video? Time. You know, something that I've been wanting to record for the longest time is the Dom Brothers vs. Zenkaiger review. And I started typing that out. But, time. I was really hoping that we get, once we get, another stall for baseball or something like that when it comes to superhero time, I will finally be able to do that review. Because that is the one I've been waiting and really, really wanting to do. But I can't let the regular weekly videos take a back seat because I never want to double up on videos. That's the thing. I never want to end up having a video go into the following week because then that's just bad. By then the next episode's already out and what's even the point? I can't even speculate when it comes to that. Let's see. Kevin is an amalgamation, manifestation, a full-on imagination of things that just happen and things be. Also, Psycho Kaiza is Kevin. So, Psycho Kaiza is Kevin. I mean, look, it's not like Time Kabuto, or rather myself, traveling back in time, did not tell myself during the Dom Bros reviews that this next Kamen Rider season was gonna be boring as fuck. And I hate to say that I called it, but right now I kind of called it. So, Valverade is decent. Guys, did you forget the one opening bit in which, Kevin Hat Guy, got dusted, and then Psycho Kaiza took the hat, and it said Kevin on the hat? I did the bit. That bit was made. I will get my editor and myself to write a nice paperback on the Zio Agitor lore book and get that going on. Will Time Kabuto have inconsistencies with appearance because of time travel? Yes, he still has to, technically I introduced pre-Time Kabuto when he's going by a different name. But we haven't gotten to that point yet. There's there's ideas I've got. There's plans. There's cooking. So. Look, when it comes to like the lore bits, there's a lot. I still got to make this Storm Kiva like chemi card, because that's another thing I took individual shots of like all my personas that I've got to edit into chemi cards so they can be chemified and all that good shit. So we'll get to that once we get to it. Do I think Revice is a good show? It had its ups and downs. It probably had the highest highs of Reiwa, episode 42, episode 25. Like the peakest of peak when it came to Reiwa. But it also had some really low lows. Maybe not as low as like Saber and Geats, because they definitely dropped the ball in a lot of instances. I give 0-1 benefit of the doubt. They were dealing with 2020. They were dealing with everything from 2020. So, that's the excuse that 0-1 gets. But everything else, So when it comes to like ranking Reiwa seasons, I would still say that 0-1 is the top. And it's hard because for like right beneath it, I'm between I'm between Geats and Revice. Like they both have their positives and their negatives. But the thing is, like I said, the meters for Revice's highest highs. But then it also had like the lowest lows. So they kind of even out. It's odd. It's odd. And then of course Saber, well, I'll finish Saber properly tonight on Twitch. I will start the Twitch stream tonight at 9 o'clock with the final episode of Saber, the proper final episode of Saber that apparently has Revice in it and things like that, while I continue rewatching Geki Ranger. So that's something that's going on the Twitch side of things, because of course I can't do stuff like that on YouTube. Can't get away with watching full episodes like that on YouTube. So Revice, they dropped the ball when they introduced Kamen Rider Veil. The reason why is because they instantly sidelined Genta when that should have been like a de facto defining moment for that season. Then they gave us, Revice Legacy Veil, which was great until they dropped the ball with that ending. But once again, this is something that should have been written into the show's own continuity, or at least given us an arc of having Genta be possessed by Veil for that sake. But I understand scheduling conflicts with Genta's actor is what affected that from actually coming to pass. So we're gonna watch Trio of Deep Sin once we are done with this round of Toku Rewind and we get to the movie night of it all. So yeah, Revice had potential to be great. Instead, it was just good. It was just good. Had moments. Then the issue with Geats is the first two arcs were actually really good. Then once we got out of it and they discovered that they're a reality show, now that was a huge plot twist and I was like, that's 10 out of 10, top tier, amazing plot twist is the fact that they're part of a reality show. But that's when the show dipped. And that's when stakes were no longer stakes. Because anything that came up that was a matter of consistency or something that was a major plot revelation would just get undone because something happens and all sins are forgiven. So yeah. So I think that's everybody's favorite part is the Deathstream versus Crimson Veil. Episode 42 is the best episode of Revice. So my favorite Gundam is actually the original X, followed by Double X, then followed by the Red Astray. So that would be the tier list of Gundams. I like the original X design more because it actually has an X on its back, while Double X has not really an X on its back. It's a Y, and then it just opens up to being 2 E's. An E and a 3. So. Let's see. Geats is the one tokusatsu that I don't see to love. Really? Really? Because I can tell you right now, there were a ton of folks that were loving on Geats. Completely dick-riding Geats. And I was, for the longest time, the Geats hater. Like, the only guy that was just hating on Geats doing these reviews. But I brought in my evidence to back up why I was feeling that the show was no longer hitting the marks that it was before. So. But look, there's still people out there that's just like, Geats is peak. And there's also people out there that are still like, Dom Bros is overrated. Those of us that were hyping up Dom Bros are completely wrong. But, you know, Dom Bros is not a show for everyone, and I completely get that. It's definitely a show meant for a handful of us. It catered to those of us that definitely like peak Inoue. And that's another thing that they were really hating on, was the fact that it was like elevating stock on Inoue. And I'm like, look, you probably weren't there for the Inoue fallout that happened in the late 2000s. Because that's the thing. Inoue was the Kamen Rider guy for a lot of Heisei 1. And by the time we got to Kiva, we were like, yeah, Inoue's washed up. Like, he ain't cooking like he used to. He drops the ball too much. He doesn't know what to do with these gimmicks, that type of thing. And it's more misses than hits. Some aesthetics can be good, but that's Toei. That's not even Inoue when it comes to doing all that. And he became pretty much something that people got tired of. And we had that major falling out with Inoue. And then he came back for Dom Bros, and I was cautiously optimistic. I was like, look, it's been over 10 years. Maybe this guy's changed. No, he did not. But it was a breath of fresh air. And that's the thing. It's like when you've been without Inoue for, you know, a good over a decade, and suddenly he comes back, it's like, I've missed you. I've missed this style, because everyone else has been trying to go way too hard serious or completely camp, and you're just out here giving me innuendos for days, and I was having a blast reviewing those shows. Like, Dom Bros was probably the most fun I ever had doing reviews, just because it was a blast every single time. Let's see. Yeah, so Agito used to be the gold standard when it came to Kamen Rider. When I got into the franchise way back in the day, I was told, don't watch Agito. Agito is the best Kamen Rider show. If you watch it, you're going to be comparing everything else to this show. And that's the thing. I was like, I guess I'll save the best for last. It wasn't until 2008, 9, it was like right before Decade started. I decided to go back and watch every Heisei 1 show except Hibiki. And I watched Agito, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. I love everything about this show. It's amazing. 10 out of 10. I completely get the hype regarding it all. Loved it. Come to find out, when I rejoined the Toku community, like, 2 years ago, a lot of people hate on Agito. Everybody just shitting on Agito, saying it's boring, it's lame, it's not great. And I'm like, what the hell happened when it came to the Agito love that existed way back in the day? What happened to you folks? Turns out a certain history of came out, and some people took that as the new gold standard on how to judge Agito. So, hey, it happens. Sometimes people take others' opinions before forming their own, which is why I'm like, you can go ahead and form your own opinion before doing any of that. So, the reason why Agito was peak was because, look, Kuga hit a different way. Kuga's amazing by itself as well. But having Agito be like the crescendo of some of the lore bits that were introduced in Kuga and just continuing that, it's great. It's great. That's why I really like the fact that Inoue went back and did the Kuga manga to start introducing some aspects of the Agito lore into the Kuga storyline. So it feels a little bit more cohesive. What's my favorite Heisei secondary writer? It's probably Axel is number 1. Like, that was a good introduction to a secondary writer. Kaiza, even though he doesn't really count as a... He's technically a secondary writer, but come on, he's more antagonistic than anything. Come on now. Come on now. Then you got G3. Then G3X. Knight. Maha. Ixa. I'm trying to go like down the list in terms of which ones I would slot in there. I would say the end is like the last on the tier ranking though. Ain't that great. So. Who is the worst final boss of Reiwa? I mean, it's Storius. It's Storius. Like, it ain't even Gifu or Subaru. It's Storius. I fucking hated Storius's whole entire point in Saber. Like, nah. Then after that, I would say, look, actually just thinking about the final villains in Reiwa, they all suck. They're all bad. They're not good. Because Gifu sucked. Gifu completely sucked. I was like, this man should have been defeated a while ago. And Suru was a nothing character. Arc was the better out of them, and I will say that the 0-1 show ending got me hyped, and then, you know, other shit happened that I don't like talking about. So, let's go back to Raculus. There we go. Now we're good. Any hopes that there will be a Fudo PI Season 2? That's the thing. If they are working on a Fudo PI Season 2, animation usually has about a 2-year turnaround time. So, if they start working on it now, you're not going to see that until 2025, at the earliest. And since they didn't properly say that they greenlit a continuation, yeah, it's part of the reason why I can't get into current anime. It just takes too long between seasons now for them to come out. Plus, there's so many animes now. I remember where there was only like a handful that were being fan subbed, but now you've got all these official distributions and things like that. The market is like oversaturated when it comes to anime, and I'm like, I can't keep up with it. Plus, the majority of it is isekai, and look, isekai ended up burning me out. There was too many. There were some good ones when the genre was first really popping off, such as Log Horizon and of course SAO for a bit, and then Alicization happened, and I don't talk about that. Musa Muteki for $2 says, what was my episode of Season 1 of King Oger? You mean, what was my favorite episode of Season 1 of King Oger? I gotta say, it was probably because of the way that the emotion hit that first fight between Gera and Raculus, that was what, episode 5, episode 6? Or was that 8 that I'm thinking of? I'm trying to remember when it comes to that, but it was that episode early on that I was like, this set the bar for this season. Okay, it was episode 8. Okay. Yeah, I was going through it and I was like, wait, I remember what episode 5 was. It had to have been episode 8. But yeah, that was definitely the point, and I really want Raculus to just come back. I need him to come back, and not as an undead. I need this man to have been cooking for like these last, 2 years, just doing some stuff. So let's see what we got going on here. I did have someone send me a clip from Twitch that they wanted me to share, and it was the worst hydrate that I had done on Twitch. So the Mask sent this over, and I gotta fast forward some just so I won't get like to the copyright claim of it all. So let's play a quick clip from the it's Zeoception here. I'm watching myself watch some other stuff, and I'm just here in a card, looking at myself inside a card. And this was from last week. That was the worst time to fucking hydrate. I just got that shit all over my eye. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Damn. Completely got that shit all over my fucking eye. Sometimes you gotta commit. Expected. Not what I fucking expected. Oh my god. You gotta commit. Alright. I'll commit to the bit. Yeah. That was it. That was the clip that was sent to my email that they wanted me to play while here on the YouTubes. So yeah. Is that Frost moment? The worst Darth Vader moment? What would be the worst Darth Vader moment? I don't know. I mean, I could go into a whole rant on how I just don't like Star Wars anymore. I haven't even watched Ahsoka at all. Because I have no tie to that character. I didn't watch any of the animated stuff. And I didn't want to, like, dig through all that stuff just to get caught up for the sake of that show. And then Obi-Wan, like, that final fight was so ass because if you watch that on a TV that has HDR, that entire fight was pitch black. I was like, I can't see what the hell's going on here. They didn't even give us the tease of the show that everyone wanted until the end. And it's like, man, fuck out of here. No, I did not watch Clone Wars. The only Clone Wars that I watched was the Genndy Tartakovsky, like, original animated one that technically doesn't count because they got retconned by the CG one, so. Do I think 0-1 Continuity has the same problem with Build, that they have a good show and winter movie but terrible V cinema? Now the thing is, the Build V cinemas I never actually watched because they came out like a year to 2 years after the show aired. And that's the issue with when you're watching this in the fan sub community and things like that. You have to wait for like these distributions and things like that. So I did not watch like the New World, Grease and that stuff for those movies. So I have some idea of what happened. Other people have told me this on Discord on what happened. And I'm just like, it's dumb. That's dumb. Especially when they like retcon their own retcon. But I will say, when it comes to 01, yes, everything that came out after 01 fundamentally ruined 01. Because we didn't need those. We didn't need those side specials. I would have been satisfied with Ark literally becoming the new great leader of like Shocker and just becoming the overarching villain that's like been laying the seeds of evil throughout every other show in Reiwa. Because that's the thing, every time they start a new generation for these, they're like, oh, we're gonna fix it this time, we're gonna fix the mistakes of before. Remember Heisei 2 when that started off and they started laying the seeds for Foundation X and how that started getting played up since we had Foundation X pop up in O's, we had it pop up in Forze, we had it pop up in Wizard, and then like, what happened? What happened to this overarching narrative? The writers happened. They didn't want to cook with someone else's ingredients. So, yeah. Outsiders is just, Takahashi being like, look, I can fix it. I can fix the timeline. It's like, bruh, nah, you can't. You can't. They had movies and shit that started playing into the whole Foundation X things. When they started throwing in Foundation X outside of the series, and they're like, we'll just throw them into the movies as like this side thing afterthought. It's like, oh my god, you guys had potential here and you threw it out the window. So when they started Reiwa, they started up with the same thing again. Hey, we're gonna fix the mistakes from before. So when I saw the ending of 01 with Ark surviving, getting passed off to some random guy, I was like, ooh, is this gonna tie into Saber? Then I watched the first episode of Saber and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I dropped it after the second episode because I was like, nah, nope. Until, recently that I actually have gotten around to watch it. And it's okay. It's not a bad show. It dropped the ball at the ending, but hey, what is Reiwa but dropping the balls at the ending? So let's see what else we got here. Gun was dealing with its own problems. Could have had something with Drive. I mean, Drive is one of the few shows that actually heavily benefited from the side content because the amount of side content that came out of Drive was crazy. Now, the thing is, Drive in itself served as, a good ending point for the narrative of Shinosuke Drive. Like, that all got wrapped up good. Drive story was done with the end of Drive, but you still had all those other lingering plot points of everyone else in Drive. So the V Cinemas actually helped tie those up, which was a good thing. And plus, I think Drive was the start of all, like, the V Cinema stuff, because we didn't really get a lot of V Cinema content until Drive. Not as far as I can think back. I don't remember a lot of side content for anything before, besides, like, the movies. They had net movies, but net movies don't really count. They're usually just supplemental things to promote, like, the film or something like that. Do I agree that Iron Chef is the best Sentai? Only if it's the original Japanese Iron Chef. It's great. They had their trio. You had Iron Chef Italian, Chinese, Japanese. Japanese got replaced in the second season, so it was crazy. We had that swap out. And then they introduced us to Kobe. Kobe. Just out there. So, great stuff. Great stuff. I figure people will be leaving to be watching the Raws for superhero time and stuff like that. Plus, I got a live stream in like an hour. So we got anything else we got cooking up? Or else I will just go ahead and end the live because I know people will go ahead and be watching those Raws because y'all apparently like it raw like that. So, Graph apparently doesn't like it raw. So, I always get people popping in going like, well, Goddard was this. And I'm like, yeah, but you don't understand anything that's going on, so what input do you really have? Like, it happens. goes on. Yes, people watch the Raws as they go live because, of course, it's live right now. So right now, Japan is airing Superhero Time. So people will go ahead and watch that, not knowing a lick of Japanese besides a handful of words. And then they'll be like, this is the best episode. This is a great episode. Nah. I used to play that game back in the day when we had something called Keyhole. It was shitty quality and things like that, but it's actually what got me introduced to Inazuma 11 because I was randomly just watching Japanese TV in like the middle of the afternoon here in the US, and I was like, the fuck is this soccer anime? They were literally in the arc where they were trying to make the Pegasus shot, and I was like, I gotta know more. What is this? This looks amazing. And that's how I discovered Inazuma 11. It wasn't even the video games. It was legit just watching random Japanese TV on my computer. So, hey, that was the thing. Let's see. I think the biology of the Revice V cinemas could have been explored with a trilogy with Genu and the Deadmans, and Juga could have been the final boss of a V cinema with Iki being the main character. I mean, Iki should have been the main character of his own show anyway. But he wasn't. So it lackluster in terms of that. So yes, we already know. Everyone loves the Veil Deathstream fight. It was great. It's peak fight. Do I still, let me see. Should have the, because I still have every single one of my reviews in like their raw form on my computer. Let's see. I should have, what did I say specifically about episode 42? Oh my god, this was the opening bit? Forgot this was the opening bit. I forgot this was the opening bit. It was raining that day. R.I.P. my wallet. My fucking money. And then over to the side. Also, I think YouTube hit me for this song even though it's royalty free. So yeah, I'm not the rest of that. Oh, R.I.P. Daiji's dubs. Never. Daiji never got a dub. Terrible. So let's see what was going on here. Between the two, this was indeed full-on shonen anime levels of communication through your fists. The feels get unveiled when they hit you with the ending music from the Veil special during the fight. It's great.
Genta showcases a couple of new armaments with the Crocodile Komodo Dragon.
It's good shit.
And even showing off the compatibility with the Kong Vice stamp when not used by Revice. The fight hits peak emotions when we see them symbolically fight through the burning happy spa. It's almost a callback to Iki's struggle with Vice back in episode 28. They end things with a 1-2 combo of each other's punches followed by kick. Veil is ultimately beaten, and Deathstream's form starts to crumble as well. In an unforeseen turn of events, Genta uses the Crimson Vice stamp to capture Veil and stamp himself with it.
It's great.
Making amends with him so that they continue to live. Although Genta may no longer be Junpei, Veil should also just let go of his past. They come to an understanding. He goes over to Daiji to show him exactly what a dub looks like. He goes over to Daiji and shows him exactly what a dub looks like. It's a shame because Daiji still does not even get it after this. That's the thing that pissed me off.
Your father went through this entire fucking arc in front of you so you can understand. Fix your shit. And he doesn't. He still goes around being a whiny bitch for like 2 more episodes. God. This was an episode. This was indeed an episode.
As this goes on, Mouse 2 reach when all of it to revive. Talk about that driver first. They retooled the Veil driver by adding big fan of blue and red together like this, but
hey, and I finally got it. It only took, over a year, but I finally got that driver. Man, that freeze frame on myself.
It actually works.
Daiji is still the king of L's. K was close second. Would I rank this episode?
So much so that we're gonna have to roll past the Super 1 tier and move heaven and earth. Tendayo, Shiayo, strongest, stronger, S tier.
I think that was the highest rating I had given up to that time.
Genta is the background.
So hey, we made it happen. We made it happen. So hey, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I did get the gacha driver. I was talking about it last night on Tokutonic. I hate it. I hate it. It's barely functional. It's barely functional. Hiromi was the king of L's originally. Then Daiji came in and he became the crown prince of L's. He took the crown for a little bit and then Hiromi came back. Sadly, Dear Gaga was a thing. He took that L, especially once his mom took that L. R.I.P. Gaga. And he just couldn't stop. He didn't even care about old girl getting got. And, that relationship was never properly explained. That was a thing that happened. Trying to think, what was... So real question for those of y'all. What would you say was probably one of your favorite opening bits that I have done when it comes to these reviews? And I've done a lot. I can't even remember all of them. It's like, I've just done too many. Especially over the course of like the last year. So another thing is people gotta realize in terms of making certain things, there is the editing process, and I do make my own effects and things like that. Like even during the whole opening bit to King Oger, this whole portion here, like this was a thing to the point that I had to make visuals such as this on green screen just so I could superimpose it into it. A separate shot of just this going on, just so I can have it separately. Like, there were so many different separations that I had to do. Icy Hot Guy with Thunder Gale, God. And I brought him back. I brought him back for the news break.
That's right. It's the moment that we've been waiting.
I did this whole thing just to be able to do
The
this.
Fury of the Gods is fully back, and it's absolutely disgusting.
I did this whole video just so I can make this image for myself for personal reasons. I just needed this for personal reasons. I had to just make this image for personal reasons. And now I have it. I now have it. I now have me just with absolutely disgusting. It's great. It's great. No, but this is Icy Hot Guy. Icy Hot Guy is back. For all that. So yeah, there's different things, even when it comes to like just the overlays of it all, like the King Oger screen. This thing here is something that I had to make an animation for, so I can be able to use it within my reviews. There's a lot of things on the back, and even you remember that one bit for King Oger, this one. Yeah. I made this and had to make it overlay with all that. So yes, a lot of work goes into making these bits. And that's after I made this one. And that was after I did this one. So I would make one, then double up, then double up. So there's a lot. Now, I did enjoy... Where is it? Where is the Ace Wave? Actually, no. This one... Look, this one... This one took some time. This one took some time just trying to make all of the Scooby-Doo cast wearing the King Oger fits. Especially Scooby-Doo out here dressed as Daboski.
This is the end of the mystery.
See, and I had to like that was work. It's like a 5-second video that took me ages to just make. And of course, this is how Galaxy Blade died.
さあ始めよう
Had to do it.
Yo, is Gates good yet? What's that?
And he's dead. He's gone. He's gone. that was it. So yeah, will we have a reverse of that? I don't know. Also, like, when it came to that one bit that ended up having the movie Shinzet, I had to trace the actual Mighty Morphin Megazord from the film several times over to make it into a green screen that I could use. So yeah, there's a lot of extensive work that goes into making a lot of this shit. Even like the Cicada Shoe God, another animation that I had to throw in. Had to just make it. I haven't made a Ryuki template. So there's a green screen version of it that you could just take the green screen portion of it and then just put in your own footage. And I don't know if I would be uploading that on my own. I don't know. Do people want free assets like that? It's you know, it's hard work out here on my end, but I'm like, do I want to give away the sauce like that? Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. The stairs from... You know, I think I still have... Do I still have that portion on here? It might... Yes, it is. I think this is it. Of me like, yep. This is me running up... This is the Saber steps. This is the green screen of the Saber steps. Like, y'all don't... You know how many times I tried correcting this? This is... Just gotta do it.
Okay,
That's it. That's how it looks like. That is how the raw footage looks like when I'm just out here doing it. There's so many different aspects and things that I just get here. There's also a really good shot of Waldeno here, but I won't even show you guys. Nope. Ain't doing that. Ain't showing y'all that one. The John Toy one, that was a while ago that happened, wasn't it? There's so many, like, side stories that involve Turbo Ryuki as well. I will say, so this is one that people were like, so you're gonna do this one, right? And I was like, am I gonna commit to the bit? Because this one took some work.
With all of the Mofuns gone, I can finally celebrate! What's that booth? Nah, man, I kind of already got my own.
How'd you get into my glasses? What's that? Oh, okay, I see now. What? Nah, bruh. And then, of course, that led to the actual midway bit.
Oh my god. You know, you're bringing down my vibe, guy. You mind just coming on over here? Because we gotta go ahead and celebrate the end of all the Mofuns!
Oh, you bet. YouTube copyright claims checks. Here we come. Is that Mofun? Where? Yeah, you could have that. Look, Turbo Ryuki technically died, and then he came back. And then he came back. I'm just saying. I know for me, this is probably one of my favorite bits that I did, even though it was a lot of work to do. Of course, there's like the whole Mofun saga in itself. Like, Lightspeed Hibiki just goes through a whole fucking arc. This started episode 15.
No one likes Hibiki, he says. You know,
This man went through
I'm
a
not
whole
taking
fucking arc.
that kind of disrespect. I'll have to sneak my way into being relevant. Go off the script. Yes, that sounds right. And with that, I'll... Oh, sorry. Didn't see you there. Oh my god. The hell is that?
See, like, this is the beginning of the Mofun lore.
Yeah, no, I've done
I've done more with Mofun than the show's done with Mofun. I've done so much more with Mofun than the show has done with Mofun. I've used a combined... Like, there's only 3 episodes of Mofun. Combined, it's 4 minutes long. I've done more with Mofun than they've done with Mofun. God. So, yeah, people got confused with Lightspeed Hibiki's hair being blue. The thing is, once I swapped over to this camera, it won't do the wig purple. If I record it with my phone, it'll show the wig purple. But yeah, it's purple. It's purple. All those bits. So yeah, there's been a good portion of things, such as Rita getting thrown in the trash. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing for y'all out there. For y'all out there, you can go ahead and just accept that Rita in the trash. because that is a thing. Disagree. God, so many other green screen assets here. I got a hat guy on fucking green screen here. Like, once again, these edits, you could have green screen hat guy. Free assets that I'm just not giving up because I put in the work into them. Who won the waifu wars? Jeremy's mom won the waifu wars. What are you talking about? Jeremy's mom completely won the waifu. Oh, I think this is the one with John Toei becoming gay.
Didn't do it. But what about Mommy Issues the statue? This should propel me back to main character status.
He was never a main character.
Can't let you do that, Turbo Ryuki. John Toei, I thought you died. Also,
that was because there was the actual CEO of Toei died like during the week that this review came out. So that was the reason for that joke. If y'all didn't catch why that was said during this bit, that was the reason why.
You still owe me for that Masked Rider video that I did last year. Where's that money? Look, trying to license out GBA videos just didn't work out. Nintendo Soji got on my case and look, never mind.
Nintendo Soji gets name dropped a lot. I wonder if we're ever gonna physically see him.
I don't need you here, up in my space. And you're not even in my top 8. Now, Lightspeed Hibiki already had a game plan going, and he told you about it. So, I'm gonna need you to comply. Joke's on you, I've got the ninja buckle.
The funny thing is, yeah, you can see it with this portion here. Because the ninja buckle is green and I shoot on a green screen, that was completely like blacked out, and I had to take a green layer and actually put it behind the layer for Turbo Ryuki just so it would look green. Look, Hans Hasbro takes a lot of work. That is hair and makeup, that's lipstick, that's eyeshadow. We get decked out for Hans Hasbro. That one takes like a good bit to get ready for. Like I go fabulous for Hans Hasbro. Look, my pet mommy, like I was excited. It's that pet rock. It's that pet rock that does things. Let me see here. Oh my god, this is still like one of my favorite bits, and I died laughing when I got this idea, and I just can't stop. It was a great moment, but this here fucking died laughing when it there it is Odon with his proper interactions. Meanwhile, what in the name of commentary?
What the hell?
The hell is that? That was my favorite thing that I had ever fucking done. Like, that was not the original idea, but when it came into my head, I fucking died laughing. It was too good. It was too good not to do. Oh my god. That was... Let's play that back. We gotta play that back. What in the name of commentary?
What the hell?
The hell was that? You wanna run that back one more time?
Oh my god.
Space Fies, you're back. Yeah, that's That's weird. I was about to explode into a lot of water.
Yeah, you're kind of stepping on yourself. But look, we're on the final episode of Down Bros.
It's the last episode, but why am I here?
Oh yeah, Shinoni, she's not dead.
Oh, what? Oh my god. I'm nearly out of lotion. Nah. Oh, yeah. You know what time it is, then. Let's...
I legit was not expecting for myself to run out of lotion like that, but I guess I just squeezed too much. Doing space fives for the longest time. Like, just out there.
do this the right way.
Well, actually, the water's all gone.
Did you forget who I am? Ha ha ha! Yes! Let's do this the right way.
Meanwhile, Sononi... Also, she's hooked up with Tsubasa.
That's it. Nah. You can have that. Send me back. Take me back. Now, heading my ship.
Still died. Fix the
Well
timeline.
then,
Where was I? Still fixed the timeline when it came to that one. That was it. That was a good time. Out of lotion, but never out of water. You're right. The Meanwhile Sononi bits were just peak times. It kept going and going and going, and it was... Look, that's why I don't think I can top it. And there hasn't been another show yet that has properly brought up the same need for the hydration, I'll just say. So yeah. Hey, look, hey, sometimes the bit works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see. The Geats books. These. So, yeah, after doing these bits, I put these literally on my shelf. I was like, nah, these are staying up there. So, of course, we still have the OG, the classic Geats in my sheets. Oh, no, the mixtapes were from Revice, which I don't think I have anymore because of Trust Ass. Yes. Geats left my sheets to pound beef. Then the greatest one. Beef between my cheeks. Look at that. Look at the way. Just out here. So good. So good. The finer details. Just right there. The board game in itself, I actually... No, that one's destroyed. I don't have the board game anymore. That one took too much space away. But then everyone's favorite, Tycoon Sucking on Spoons. Boy. Gotta love it. The greatest of images from Keiwa's actor just out here. Just, gotta do it. Yes. But I don't know of any other books. Maybe once we get to the winter movie, any other like V cinemas that they do, maybe I'll do some more books going on. Do I still have My Pet Mommy? No, I do not have My Pet Mommy anymore. Because the thing is, once I put the rock in there, I just use cardstock to make the little box. And, yeah, that thing falls apart
like nobody's business. There are several fanfic writers that watch the channel. Have they written any of these books? No. Should they? Absolutely. Absolutely. So it needs to be a thing. Needs to be a thing. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, guys, I got another stream in 30 minutes on Twitch, so I'm going to go ahead and call it for now. So thank you guys for hanging out with me for celebrating the second anniversary of this channel's reboot. It started with me saying, hello, absolutely no one. And now I've got 3K subs, 2 years doing this, and it's honestly just still very humbling and very surprising that I'm still doing this. After 2 years, I'm still out here, I'm still cranking out these videos. I've gained more subscribers than I ever even dreamed of thinking. Though, you know, I'm not the most well-liked person in the Toku community. I still try and stay consistent, especially with y'all, the viewers. Anybody else who is not a subscriber but is still watching the content, because look, I got the analytics. I know that I've got a lot of people watching my stuff that don't sub. That's fine. But hey, I appreciate the views anyway. So, until next time, that's it for me. Bye.